What's up, man? Welcome back. It's your boy Zeke. Uh Browns game week versus the Lions. Let's get right into it, man. The biggest news that we've had come across the airwaves has been Dawand Jones out for the season, unfortunately. Um, with a knee injury. They haven't even specified what said injury is, but this will be, I believe, the third time he's had a not career, but season-ending injury, which sucks. He's 6'8", 350 plus. You want him to be your left tackle of the future, but it's hard to depend on him physically. He got in shape, but he's really had some unfortunate events. So his first year, 11 games. Last year, 10 games. This year, obviously, only three, really two, because he got hurt early in that game. And like I said, he had some bad injury luck. This year, it was basically a legal hit by the DB. You taking out his legs, his foot was still in the ground. Probably they said it was not an ACL, so I don't know if it was like a kneecap or I don't know. And then I think last year some he got rolled up on, which ended up being like his ankle or tibia or something like that. I don't know the parts of the human body well. So yeah. And in the first year, I think he had knee surgery, microscopic or something. I don't know. So that leads us to believe or to wonder what the Browns are going to do, not only this year, but going forward at the left tackle. I think for this year, obviously they're playing Cornelius Lucas in as their left tackle, and then we're hoping and praying and needing Jack Conklin back on the right side. Along with that, they got what KT Leviston. They just signed another guy today or like yesterday from the Raiders, or he had played some time on the Raiders. I think at some point you got to see what Tevin Jenkins has at tackle. He was drafted, I believe, as a tackle, and he's played some tackle, left and right side, in Chicago where he was decent. But yeah, he needs to play. If not for tackle at guard at some point, because as it's been reiterated a million times, the Browns have no starters on the offensive line under contract in 2026. So with that, that means as of today, you have no starters on your roster as far as who's going to be your players on that line. I think Luke Whippler starts next year. But outside of that, who knows? Zach Center's been a healthy scratch for 3 straight weeks. That's not encouraging. And everybody else you have is Joel, who's probably going to retire. Like I said, not under contract. Post is just not in the contract, but I assume that's going to be Whippler next year. Taylor's not under contract. Conklin's not under contract. But as you know, Conklin's always hurt. I think what we'll end up doing is we'll go with Whippler at center. You kind of have to re-sign Wyatt Teller at right tackle or right guard rather at a reasonable price, hopefully. You got to see what Tevin Jenkins is because if he can be your left guard, that's a win. If he can be your left tackle, that's even better. And then you're going to end up drafting some guys and then working through free agency to hopefully find a good guy who can play tackle. Now, also, they said the Browns have been sniffing around, making some calls to find a tackle. I like that move for a couple of reasons. One, the obvious one, we need a tackle. And then also, them being proactive and aggressive means they have, probably better expectations for this team. They don't see this as a tank year. They're trying to be competitive. Now, whether that yields 6 wins, or that yields 10 wins, I think that that's the mindset to have. One, you got to protect these young quarterbacks and these running backs in this run game. And then two, just to, like I said, you don't build a culture by tanking. You build a culture by playing tough, trying to win games, and then whenever you get a pick, wherever you get a pick, you make the right pick and develop. So I'm interested in seeing who the Browns will end up with. Andrew Berry's one of the best at trading for players. We'll see how that ends up and how that turns out. But with that being said, I would love to see, what we got going on from the standpoint of tackle and the offensive line moving forward. So, um, outside of that, other than that, let's see if we can find the injury report really quickly. Um, couple early injuries on the injury report this Wednesday, so I don't really take that into too much. I don't take too much. I don't read too much into it. Joe Batonio back, not injury related rest. So basically, he's resting and he got the bad back. He's probably going to play. Jack Conklin elbow limited. We'll see how that goes. He was limited last week and didn't play. Grant Delpit back. Hopefully, that's just more like a, it's the season's on and popping, man. People are going to be banged up. But as long as it's nothing serious, we should be fine. Miles Garrett rest day. Mike Hall knee did not participate. Hopefully he plays this week. If not, they should have put him on pup because that'll be 4 games. Shelby Harris hamstring. They said he was working out on the bike, so that's decent news. Also, he's a vet, so no surprise. Njoku knee limited. Cedric Tillman hand and hip limited. That sounds new. Denzel Ward shoulder DNP. He's had the shoulder since camp, so I don't think that's too serious. I get more concerned with game statuses when they don't play Thursday, practice Thursday or Friday. Detroit Lions had some guys, but they just played on Monday, so definitely didn't expect, perfect attendance there. Derek Barnes, knee limited. Taylor Decker, shoulder DNP. Muhammad, who had 2.5 sacks, DNP with a knee. DJ Reed, full. Thomas Forum, DNP, and Vaki growing DNP. Not a lot of news there. Like I said, I'll be more in tune with the Thursday and Friday injury reports. But that's pretty much all, man. Go Browns.